Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Dream on Wheels live stream. While you wait for the show to start, we ask you to please like and share out the video if you wouldn't mind. And most importantly, please deposit all bad attitudes in the ditch prior to entering this live stream. We also ask you to be mindful and respectful of each other. And most importantly, have a good time. Now, welcome to Dream on Wheels.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm all alone today. And if you haven't noticed, things are a little bit different than what they've been being here lately and what you have gotten accustomed to for being our normal live streams. So today, if you haven't figured out by the thumbnail, we have a special guest coming in today. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to him in here in a minute. But even though we are being back on StreamYards today, I probably will not be highlighting most of the comments as it's going to be taken up. So, but we'll work on this and see how it is. You know what? I almost forget how to do this. Matter of fact, I actually did forget that I was having a guest when I originally set this up. So I didn't set it up through StreamYard. Had to redo it all. So hopefully everybody who had already pre-saved this is now finding the new link in and getting in here. Much appreciate every last one of you all for being in here. I see we've already got 33 in the house. Much love to every last one of you all. The kids are inside. They're working on dinner. I finished the other part here as well, which, by the way, Mark, it's ready. So there's that. I won't be eating yet. Wolfed a little bit down. Wolf. From Mark. What do you know? All right. So getting in. So we had first up in the house today. We had Destinations Delight. We had Mary Ann. Lizzie wanting to start the week all over again. I think she hates life right now, or at least hates the weekday. Then we had Stan. Hello, Stan. Diane. What is going on? Diane hasn't been feeling so well. What's going on? Debbie. Oh, scrolling, trying to catch up. Hello, Tammy. Welcome in. Well, co-host, are you going to get up here or not? We've been trying something new with Miss Lucy today, and so far Lucy has been loving it. Lucy has gotten a major extension and been able to roam outside quite a bit. Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hi to the peoples. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, peoples. Peoples, say hello. Hi. So, we've kind of got Lucy's with a leash set up and extension, and so she's been able to roam all out here. Been loving it. Been lazy cat lots of times, but just exploring and finding out everything. Hello, Lynn. How are you doing? Kathy Kroger. Hello. How are you doing? Sandy. What are you doing? Hello, Michael Land. Welcome in. All right. Going through, scrolling. We even got Miss Yanai in here. What do you know? Imagine that. Lillian Tittle, how you doing? Thrifty Angela, hello. I almost forgot about the live stream even. I was in there cooking and watching Dee's live and just totally forgot about everything. What's going on, Perrin? How you doing? Lizzie brought your front bad attitude through the gates? That's not okay, young lady. Not okay at all. What's going on, Bree? Thank you, Ms. Box Van D, for the raid as well. Appreciate it. Tim, how are you doing, sir? She Devil's Adventure. And Jay Gracie, Seeking Adventures. Freddie Schaefer, how are you doing? Appreciate you. Naj, Tracy, Cool, Corral, thank you for coming in. Lisa, coming through. Scrolling. Miss Box Van D, the movie star herself, even is in the house. Hello. Appreciate all of you all. Christina from Dyson's Crazy Adventure, how are you doing? Scrolling. Everybody saying hello to Lucy. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Michelle Eldridge. Hello. Appreciate you coming in. What's going on, Troy? Hello. Amethyst Hayes. Amy. Hello. Okay, going. Fiona, how are you doing? Appreciate you for showing up as well. Okay, so getting into this. So I apologize if I've missed anybody so far, but if I don't start, we're never going to get going. Hey, Kimberly V, how are you doing? Welcome in. Looks like I'm pretty much caught up. Awesome. Okay, so we got Nomoc. I'm keeping him down in the basement, okay? because you've got some things to sort out, got some things to work through. So where else do you put somebody that has issues, right? You put them in the basement. You leave them there, and you let them just deal with it, right? Because that's all they can do down there. Run into the walls, smacking their heads, breaking their microphones, adjusting everything. Who knows? Staring at the camera. But do you all want to? Do you all want me to bring up the Nomoc? I mean, do you all really want to talk to the Nomoc today? Do you all want to know what's going on with the Nomoc? Do you want to know what the Nomoc thinks? That's a scary subject. Do you want to know what the Nomoc thinks? Get some ones in the chat if you want to actually know what Nomoc thinks. Now think wisely on this. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Oh, so some people do want to know what the Nomoc thinks. Hello, Hildy. How are you doing? Lucky Cashin Mama, how are you doing? Appreciate you coming in as well. Bernay, Fairy Dust, hello. All right, all right. Y'all want to see the Nomoc, so okay, we'll bring him up here. What's going on, buddy? How you
Hey,
doing?
man.
Ooh.
Good. How are you
See
doing?
if I can't fix this layout, because, yeah, that's not going to work. There we go.
Rookie.
Are you trying to really play with your autos? You want to sound deep and demonic and scare the people away?
No, we do have to check the audio. So my voice compared to Travis's. One, if I'm below Travis.
Well,
two, if
you've
it's
slowed
perfect.
your audio down so much that you actually can't understand any words. It's just whoa, 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 whoa.
I haven't done anything to my audio. Is it really bad? Is it bad?
Y'all, he's trying to be funny.
Is it? No,
he was
seriously.
trying to fit into the persona that I was placing for him, and it's not working.
Is it working or no?
Nope, still not working.
So they're saying in chat that the audio is fine. I think it's on your end.
You broke it.
You might want to take your headset off. Somebody type in chat that he has to take his headset off.
Huh. Interesting. Supposedly. Let's try this again.
Testing.
Try me down.
Hey, it's my channel now. I'm on Travis's channel, and I'm the only picture that's up. Thanks, Lizzie. Travis, you probably got to take your... Can you hear me? Take your headset off.
Yeah, we're gonna try to take this off. That's the next thing.
Oh, there you go. Is it better now?
Give it a minute to balance out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now can you hear me fine, Travis? This is such a rookie live stream. Travis, can you hear me?
So this is hilarious. All of you all can hear us fine, but I hear nothing but garbles.
Travis, is your headset off? I'm just going to let him tinker around a little bit. What's probably going on with Travis is that he has to go into his sound settings. On the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Travis, you right-click on your speaker, and you go into your sound settings. And then whatever you have your output set to, hit that drop-down window, Travis, even though you can't hear me. And you got to select whatever software you want to use. But as of right now, you guys just have me. I'm just drinking orange juice on Travis's live stream, not being interviewed by Travis because Travis is a rookie. So let's enjoy some orange juice. Let's mess up his channel by telling everybody that Travis has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He Okay, now that my picture's back up, he's been away from... Can you hear me now, Travis?
Okay, now that my picture's back up.
Yeah, I had to totally let everything reset.
So you can hear me fine.
Everybody, yeah, we're good. So we're going to start that whole last, how long have we been going? My goodness, 10 minutes, all over.
Beautiful.
Well, that was, I don't know what happened because I heard you through everything just fine before I brought you up earlier, or when I brought you up earlier. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're going to blame it on the internet in the desert. That's what I'm going with.
Do whatever you got to do.
That's right. We're going to blame the internet in the desert because I guess it's a trade-off for the views out here where I'm loving life because I'm about. I get bad internet.
Yes, you do.
And where are you stuck?
I'm not stuck anywhere, but I am in Florida. I'm in
You're
Florida.
in sticks and brick.
Actually, yeah, you could technically say that I'm stuck because I can't leave.
All right.
I can't just do what I want to do and jump on the road and be a YouTuber.
So that'd be one reason to hate life, right?
Yeah, that's the reason why. That's the only reason for me anyway.
Oh, so we have one question already. So what is a Nomoc?
It's a no more organized chaos mindset.
No more organized chaos.
The no stands for no, and the mock stands for more organized chaos.
Except you haven't been able to have very much organized chaos lately, have you?
Yeah, that's why there's no more organized chaos. It's the best way to do it.
Well, I guess really you actually have had more organized chaos because you haven't been in control of a lot of the stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, I've
way you thought you would.
I've had very little control. I'll go into that story for people who don't know me. Been traveling the country for a year, living in a van with my two dogs. And I think I've done 80,000 miles in 15 months and driven from one side of the country to the other half a dozen times, literally. And went down to Arizona, met up with you guys, but I was going to stay there for the whole winter because it's either that or Florida is really the only places to be in during the wintertime when you live in a van. And you don't work, you just do YouTube. So when I was with you, Barrett, I have two dogs. I have two German Shepherds. One's all white. She's part wolf. The other one's not all white and he's all German Shepherd. Well, the all German Shepherd one, he's had hip dysplasia his entire life. And when I was with Travis about 2 weeks before this incident, for a full 2 weeks, Barrett's been enjoying the whole desert. Running, playing with other dogs, hours a day, chasing drones when I've been, shooting drone footage. Because if you guys don't know Barrett, he likes to chase and eat drones and happiest dog on the planet when that's happening. So he spent 2 weeks getting more exercise than he's ever gotten. And Travis was with me the one night where he couldn't even get up in the van without making attempts. And
there was a lot of exercise that day.
Yeah. So his back legs were showing some concerns of mine, concerns enough to me, put it this way, that night when in the van, he had gotten up to get got down from the bed because my bed's elevated to get some water, probably 3 different times throughout the night. And the reason why I know this is that he was whining to get back up on the bed and he couldn't jump up on the bed. So I had to pick him up. So I made the decision that night, okay, drive to mom's in Florida and get him into a vet. Because the last time that I had him x-rayed, which was 4 years ago, he needed, or the vet who I've been going to for 15 years for different dogs that I've had, x-rayed him and says he's got hip dysplasia. It's hereditary. We know that. And it's really bad. So he'll need someday, if you want to do it, both hips replaced, which is, $2,000 to $4,000. So I was planning on coming back to my mom's house to have that procedure done. And it takes about 4 to 6 months for physical therapy after that's done. And to make a long story short about his condition now is the same vet I was on the phone with. And he's like, yeah, what you're describing is arthritis from hip dysplasia. He's like, the hip dysplasia is not going to get worse. It's the arthritis caused by it. And he's just an older dog. He's not the same dog he was even a couple of years ago. So you got to limit him from doing all of that The vet actually wanted me to come back up to Ohio to go through the whole ordeal again. Allergies. And I wasn't willing to, I just got back from Michigan and arrived in Florida. I didn't want to drive back all the way up to Ohio. And he's like, yeah, it's not a worry. Because I'd probably tell you the same thing I'm telling you now is just treat him like an older dog. And if he ever gets to the point where he can't stand up or lift his leg to go pee, then bring him in and we'll assess him from there. So he's doing 90% better now. And so that issue is gone from me not traveling and being a YouTuber anymore. That issue is not an issue anymore. There's just other issues now. And that's my eyesight. And I did a lot of research last night, Travis, about how your eyes are affected after COVID. So if you guys don't know who I am, if you don't know the story, I got COVID a couple days before I left Arizona with no symptoms. In the morning that I woke up, I had symptoms that I traveled back to Florida. So I had COVID 2 months ago, and I did a lot of research, and 11% of the people who have had COVID have vision issues, long-standing vision issues. So I have an appointment Thursday to have, it's my right eye only. There's some ghosting, a little bit of double vision. It's the same thing, a little bit of double vision, but I can't see. It's funny because I can see at far distances 50% of the time. This morning, my far vision was completely gone to the point where I had to wear these glasses all day long. Now that I've been working on the van in the yard all day long, so plenty of exercise, and taking a shower, eating some food. And ever since I came back in after the shower, my far vision is actually pretty darn good. So it comes and it goes, the far vision issue. The ghosting is always still there no matter what, but my vision issues, when I can't see far away, it just seems like I'm in a daze. You ever just kind of stare at something and you're like, oh, I'm staring at something, and everything was kind of blurry. It feels like that all day long. Like my eyes are just too tired to focus. So
they can also call that, just getting old and looking off into your future and seeing your past life that you missed out on, like the road.
Yeah.
While you're stuck in a sticks and bricks.
Yeah. It's tough taking a shower every day and having a fridge full of food and a bunch of TV and cable to watch.
Yes. There's quite a few comments saying that you're looking so much better than you were. And Tim very perfectly pointed that out. You're in sticks and bricks. You're not out on the road living the rough life.
It's actually
you have a shower regularly.
For me, it's actually easier living on the road, living in a van. It's actually easier. I think for my spirits anyway. The first year in the van, I learned so much and got familiar with the nomad lifestyle that living this lifestyle, it just makes, I know my van's in the driveway. I just want to go sleep in the van. Can't do it in Florida because it's 80 degrees at night, but
right.
I could, but it would be uncomfortable when there's air conditioning in this house. So I've been hating it. So that's your thumbnail. I've been hating it.
That brings us right into what is going on and why, this change that you've had to been going through has really affected you mentally, from our conversations that we were having, and it's, it also feeds where we understood, like when we were on our trip out on the 3 months and we got back to the home, it was our home. It was all of our stuff. It wasn't anybody else's stuff. But I know we immediately felt like we were guests. It wasn't our home. It wasn't our place. This is how we felt. And we had renovations and stuff, and we'd made the decision to go full time. We lost motivations, became depressed. When you are not living that life that you want, and you've been feeling this a lot lately.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, when you come out of your element, so many different things are affected. And I came out of my element during and after COVID. So the COVID thing kind of takes your thoughts around missing the van life. It takes it away because you're recovering from COVID, and then you got after effects like I do. But once you kind of get past that paradigm shift from the illness, now you're stuck in the paradigm shift from a total lifestyle change.
Right.
And that affect, like I was getting ready to say it affects so many things. It affects your mental fatigue. It just affects your everyday lifestyle, not for the better in my situation anyway.
Yeah. And then, you've been going from change to change where you thought you had to take on, you knew you had to do something because of Barrett going on. So you rush back and then you immediately start making plans to what's that next step and how am I going to sustain while he's, while my baby's having to go through all this, because he is your child, he is your baby, he's one of your two children, and so you make all these plans and changes and having to accept that you had to move again, because at first you thought you were just gonna be able to do everything at from your mom's, but you quickly realized you had to take something up north. So you once again prepare yourself for those changes. You go, you're patting it down, you're accepting it, that this sucks that you have to move and do this again. And then it falls apart.
Let's go into that because it's kind of a subject that many people in here probably don't know about is that I came back here to fix the dog situation. And in order to fix the dog situation, it would have been very, very prudent for me to get a job and rent a house for a year while he's going through all this. So I had gotten a job in Michigan and I drove up there and I worked that job and I had an appointment to sign a lease on a house that I was renting. And the job turned out to be out of my field of expertise. So even though they told me that it was, and so I declined to continue working for them and hours away from signing that lease and came back down here to Florida. And then when I got to Florida, my mom was like, why don't you just get a job here? You can stay here as long as you want. So I got a job here and got to that job, and they have some criteria that you've got to fill that is a big controversy. I don't want to get you demonetized, so we're not going to talk about it. But if you don't get something, then
no, but it was a breaking point for you.
Yeah. And I don't have what they want from me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna go that route either.
But you went into it, from your understanding that was not supposed to be an issue at all.
I even asked them in the interview.
Find out that it was an issue in the long run.
Yeah, I asked them in the interview, and they said no, we don't have that. And then when I got there and HR was talking to me, they're like, "Where's your sticker saying you have it?" And I'm like, "I don't have it." And they told me I didn't have to have it in the interview. And she's like, "Yeah, you're right and you're wrong, or the person you were interviewed is right and wrong. We require you to have it. We can't force you to get it. So if you don't get it, then you have to wear all this PPE, this protective equipment."
Right.
And to be able to wear all that protective equipment inside one of the sides of that manufacturing plant, it's 120 degrees in there in Florida in the summertime.
Which then in turns affects your health in other ways.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go in a miserable situation. So there's been every time I try to get back into the sticks and bricks and the 9-to-5 job lifestyle, every single time that I've tried, and I've been very successful, higher powers upstairs keep pushing me back to going back what I was doing.
Right. And it's one of those things that, that we have to remember, or we really need to remember, is that no matter how much we may hate and everything that we're having to go through, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And whether it's to be strengthening who and developing who we are, but also that can be lessons to guide us that, hey, no, that wasn't what I was trying to tell you to do. Here's where you got to go.
Yeah. There's one awesome thing that I learned from getting back into the sticks and bricks and actually so out of the 2 months that I've been off, I've actually went to work 4 days, 3 days in the Michigan job and 1 day in the Florida job. And one thing that I did learn, temporarily being into that job lifestyle and not being a YouTuber who's traveling all the time. One thing I learned is that, not that I learned, that I forgot and relearned, is that I don't want to do that lifestyle. I don't want to go in and make all my hours out of the day. So the whole week you're mapping yourself around that job. You have to do your laundry a certain day. You got to go to the grocery store a certain day. Every night you have to make sure you go to bed on time. Every day you got to wake up and make sure you get open, be on that alarm clock to get to work. So you have some of the requirements just to, have 2 days off a week, and that's it. And that's fine if I'm doing that, living on the road and traveling. But
Right.
being stuck in one area, it would eat me inside quite heavily. So yeah, I made the decision now that I have an opportunity to work remotely from the van for a little while, to do that and get back on the road. And the only reason why I am seeking out this job to work from the road remotely from my van, which is completely capable of doing with all the solar power that I need and having the equipment that I do have. The only reason why I'm doing that is I spent so much money on my 2 months off from YouTube. So I was making nothing on YouTube because I wasn't doing anything. But that trip to Florida cost me a lot of money.
Right.
That trip to Michigan cost me a lot of money. I got an extended stay hotel while I was looking for a house, and that was $80 a night for the 10 days that I was there. And then the trip back down to Florida. So I spent a lot of money that I wouldn't have spent if I would have just stayed here without having an income coming in through YouTube, because I wasn't putting any content out. I was just so focused on getting a job, getting a house, finding a place to rent. And I'm very fortunate to have those options. I'm very fortunate to be in a field where I can find a job quickly. I'm very fortunate to be in a field where I can, get into a house to rent. I'm very fortunate to have decent credit to be able to do that. So I have all the tools I need to do whatever 99% of the people on this planet are doing. And that's the last thing that I want to be doing.
Because it tears you up from the inside out.
It's just not who I am. I'm not married. I don't have any kids, and I have the availability and the option to travel this country and film it and, be a presence, a very small one, be it on YouTube, connecting with all the people that you and I have gotten to know through this community. So that, that's another thing too, is the community went away for me because, I wasn't, if I'm not a YouTuber, I'm concentrating on other things, and I'm not looking at Discord. I'm not looking at messages. I'm not putting any content out to get any comments. I'm not doing live streams twice a week like I do. So yeah, that was removed from me during this whole ordeal as well. So that's another culture shock that I spent
so
a
only
year
because
building.
you said it, and I think I'm safe. I don't know. She's in here. She's watching. So you're saying because I'm married and I have children, I shouldn't be on the road?
No, you have the means to do it. Yanai's in there going, cala chingada, Kevin.
Oh.
No, I have the opportunity not to have anybody looking for me to be responsible for them.
Right.
Now, if you were just by yourself, you would have a lot more financial freedom to do what you want. Family comes first. So, you guys are limited on, and I wish you weren't. I wish you guys could drive everywhere and show me stuff.
Right.
But at the present moment, until your YouTube starts to sustain, more than enough to be able to travel, you're on the grindstone. And that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah. And it is what it is, but it's, we're still out here. We're still showing that it is possible. No matter the circumstances, you can work for it. You can make it happen. I mean, I work an hourly wage, and that's our primary income.
Yeah. And look at it this way. If you had a job where you had to go to it every single day, you got rid of your house payment and you're in a Class A RV, which is more than comfortable. And you could park that year long at an RV park and spend what, 1/3 of what you would spend on renting a house or a house payment.
Depends upon the RV park, but yeah. I mean, it's, there's some RV parks where you can get away with $300 a month, and there's some that are $2,500 a month, but it's based upon where they are, what they offer. And, but there are ways to make it work. And the bad thing is, it's just, you have to figure out what is right for you. And, what you have learned off of this, whole last couple months is just solidified what you already knew, which was you were not made for sticks and bricks. anymore.
Yeah, and it's even more than that. I'm not made to not see the things that I've seen over the last 3 years. So I've been to, I can't tell you how many states, more than 50% of the states in the lower 48 where I've actually spent time in. And I fell in love with the Pacific Northwest from Northern California all the way up to Canada. And for 5 months out of the year, that's exactly where I want to be. And, staying in the desert during when everybody else is suffering from snow and freezing weather, or even, just 40-degree temperatures. So it's not like I could do this lifestyle and still be stagnant in one area. It's also, I got to go where I want to go.
Right. I'm sorry to hear that, Richard. Quick. Apparently they just found out. So I'm going to catch this one real quick. Enjoy life to the fullest and take care of family when you can and plan ahead. I just found out 5 days ago, my wife that I have been with for 31 years, married 26 of them, has stage 4 cancer. That is definitely a huge one.
Yeah, I'll put that in my prayers
but
tonight.
I don't know, her situation, Richard, but I do know that it's definitely you have to, like you said, you have to live it to the fullest because you never know what's going to happen. My stepmom, I just talked to her actually the other day. Haven't heard from her in a while because, she's been fighting cancer as well. And what hers is, this last time when it came up was a stage 4 small cell. And from the last time when she'd had it, she'd pretty much used up 75% of the chemotherapy that she could ever take in her lifetime. And so they had to try something experimental this time around. And so she's been doing that for the last few months. And I just talked to her the other day. We haven't talked a whole lot here lately because the medication that she was on kind of makes her forget how to answer her phone sometimes or where it's at. It was kind of playing some bad tricks with her memory. But she got her report just the other day that because of this medication they put her on, she's back into remission at the moment.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. So the pink stripe and our blonde, our pink moments are working.
Yeah. So for the second time of technically being classified as stage 4, she has gone into remission.
Yeah.
Now
that's awesome.
And like she was saying, that's, she's got lots of things that she has to do, and lots of them are very tiring for her to do and everything else around the house and all, but she has to do them. And she says, you know what? There's days that I just say, I'm not doing that because I'm just going to sit here and enjoy because I don't know.
Yeah. And that's these type of conversations and these stories that we're hearing, like Richard Quick's story and your mother's story. And there's a ton of others that we've all witnessed through Discord or just comments and live streams of the things that people are going through. And it gives me a huge gift to be able to, with my eye situation going on right now, that is debilitating only because I have an appointment. It gives me a sense of feeling lucky that it's only that.
Right.
It's not the real issues. The real issues are what, like we're hearing from Richard Quick and like what your mom is going through, where if I had that stuff going on, I wouldn't have an option to do, the road life.
Yeah. And that's, and that's what, we've, some folks, we've been dealing with generator issues. We've been dealing with other things that it's no matter how much we're dealing with it, that being back in the sticks and bricks, we wouldn't be dealing with those, but there would be other issues. And it's just, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade to be stuck back again in sticks and bricks when my heart and my mind are no longer there. They're out here for us to see and us to show the kids that this is why we appreciate life. What is out here, what is out in this open. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a walk just because it's looking nicer. We'll walk around.
I'm gonna try to get rid of this glare on my.
It's all right. I'm gonna give you a better glare
on my glasses. That's got I'm not sure if that's annoying for people to see it or not, but.
And only because this out here, folks, this is why.
I can't see anything.
That's because you're blind. Look at this. This is why we hate life in the sticks and bricks. This is, you know, once you've been able to live this, you know, if it's your thing, you know, I do know that being out and about is not everybody's thing, you know, but whether you, no matter what your heart is and where it takes you, whatever that is, that's what you have to do, because anything else, anytime you try to do anything else, that's what tears you down. Right. That's what breaks us apart, you know, and we end up hating our lives or hating choices that we've made that made us feel like we missed out on something.
Right.
I know you don't want to see my mug.
Thanks, Gracie.
It's the wolf over there.
I got one of those.
Yeah, well, this one's two-legged. But I can't even begin, you know, because I know when we were leaving, you know, when we stopped from traveling and had to go home, we knew we were preparing for full time and knew that it would only be temporary. And I know how much that even then, nope, other button. I know how much then that mentally affected me. And, you know, but I can't even imagine the actual mentality of knowing that this is what you want, this is what you were meant to do, but yet knowing that you have to accept, like you did, thinking that you were going to have to go back to sticks and bricks for who knows how long.
Yeah, I was looking at a minimum in my brain a year.
Did I lose it again?
No. Can you hear me?
Are you kidding me? Hang on.
Oh, there he is, guys. There's Can you hear me now?
Jiminy Christmas. Hit a button while you're trying to put it in the daggum back in the stand. But you know, I can't imagine having to accept that you might have to do it full time, even though you're going in, okay, rehab's this long, rehab's that long, but you didn't know for sure, because sometimes it can be longer than that.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear myself.
You had to prepare and mentally accept that might be it.
Yeah, that is what contributed a lot to my quirkiness. I'm normally pretty quirky, but when you're not living the lifestyle that you used to be living, that brought so much happiness, you just kind of get in a funk a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, I could tell that, you know, when we did talk during those times that you weren't you.
Yeah.
You weren't normal you know.
I was talking to so many people on the phone, and I guess subconsciously just wanting them to tell me, we're going to come down to Florida and throw you back in your van so you can go travel.
Well, that might have been one thing, but you were in Michigan.
Yeah.
You were in Michigan for part of it. And it was like, no, I'm not going up there yet. I'll see you in a few months. Yeah. Then we'll kick you in.
They're kicking in an M22. Yeah,
I mean, you know,
for people that don't know, I was talking to Travis, I don't know, a couple times on the phone, and I talked to Ray a couple times on the phone, and many other people, and the conversations were always, "Hey, I'm getting back into YouTube in the van, and I'm going to go travel." And I know one of them was whiskey induced one night, but when I talked to Ray and things, that I kept just staying the course, looking for, you know, going to the job and staying the course of, you know, doing the sticks and bricks. And I probably still would have if I didn't get that information from the vet that knows
Right.
Barrett. I probably still would have. So it just goes to show you somebody else is driving.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good thing your cat sticks around. Or she's on a leash. Or she's on a leash.
We're taken from the examples of the Nomoc and the traveling granny.
Yeah,
Leash
well, the thing
attached to
about
rope.
in the desert, Bella is the only one. Bella all the time is the only one that needs to be on a leash. That's my half wolf, half German Shepherd.
Yeah.
But down in the desert, we tried it out, and she was off that leash 90% of the time. She hung around.
Well, this is day one. I mean, we've brought Lucy out before on the leash, and she has a tent thing that she loves to hang out in and everything. But she's been getting so much more curious to what is going on outside.
Yeah.
That this is how we're starting out until we can determine if somebody could be trusted.
I would recommend that the cat's always on a leash, because cats don't listen to commands like dogs do. So if you tell them to get back, they're not going to do it.
Yeah. And, my one cat that I had that when I was out on my own, out of my rig, he was already 8 before we hit the road, and he was old enough. He wasn't curious like this on everything that moved. It had to be a serious bird, a squirrel, a mole to drag his attention to want to go hunt. Otherwise, you messed up now, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just part about being a child. When we were all infants and kids, we were scared to leave our mother's leg, and as soon as we turned like 7, 8, or 9, we're out there running away from the leg of our mother. So curious. Cats are the same thing.
Well, now you can figure it out. Figure out how to get unstuck.
Yeah.
No.
I like what Kathleen Klein just said. Dogs have masters, cats have staff.
Yeah. That's really how it seems. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Lucy has a thing for flies. We've discovered this. Lucy has a serious thing for flies.
Remember, boys, flies spread disease, so keep yours closed.
So how are you? I mean, because you still don't know. You still know that in the future at some point there might be something that has to be dealt with Barrett, or even with you. Might end up with a glass eye.
Yeah, I mean, just in the immediate, it's the finances. I don't have the finances I had year one traveling, so we're gonna get the finances by having a part-time or full-time job as working from home, which is my van. We're gonna do that until YouTube is sustaining me the same exact dollar amount that I can budget myself to travel full time, bringing content out there. As soon as YouTube's bringing me that exact dollar amount, then I'm done with, working from the road remotely, and I'm just concentrating on YouTube. And I have huge opportunities for that to happen this summer. I have, a base that I've already built with all you guys that watch, which is about, anywhere from 800 to 1,000 or 800 to 1,200 views per video. So I still have my momentum of building my channel. The numbers would go up probably, 300 to 700 new subscribers per month. And now I have a huge opportunity to extremely boost those numbers by teaming up with Sam. If you guys don't know who Sam the Adventures Man is, he's a really good friend of mine. He's a YouTuber who's temporarily working in manufacturing industry just to save some money, but he's got 130,000 subscribers. So by me working with him and being on his videos, and people that are following him, his 130,000 subscribers, they're going to see a ton of content of him being on my videos. So the networking is very, very important for YouTubers to get to a certain financial level where they're fine. And even if I didn't gain 1 subscriber from hanging out with Sam, it would be a huge bonus for me, because he's my closest friend. So I think by September, I just pray that that's when I can call myself a full-time on the road nomad, van lifer, YouTuber, where I'm making money instead of spending my own. Because I spent a lot of my own money on the first year, but worth every dime. Every single time. That was the plan.
Because also at the same time, if you hadn't, then you wouldn't have been able to build up and put out some of the content you did with all the places that you went to.
No, if things would have gone the way I was planning them, I would have left probably 9 months later than I did. But I had opportunities to leave earlier, so I did. And the trade-off was I didn't have that extra X amount of dollars that I would have saved up those 9 months.
Right.
And if I would have left 9 months earlier, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Paula, Ray, 50% of the people that I chat with all the time in live chats or live streams and comments and Discord. And
right.
So yeah, the trade-off is definitely in my favor. It put me in a situation where I'm at now, but that situation is easily fixable. Because it's a grind. If anybody's looking to become a YouTuber, I'm doing better than what most people in my niche would do after a year. Not by a whole
$40 PayPal.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, that's Mark.
I swear, he lives for there to be a live stream nearby now. I swear he does.
Yeah.
I think
so. Yeah, I was saying
so
the first year as a YouTuber, it's very difficult. I'm more fortunate than most people are. It's that second and third year that you start to sustain yourself.
Yeah. You know, and actually, because we're on StreamYard, I'm going to do something. Just because we're on StreamYard, and I know it's going to traumatize him because he is watching.
I can't unsee that.
Well, so many people have been asking for it lately, and it's like, I can't. We're not on StreamYard. That's the only place you get to have that. I'm sorry. That's the only way you get to see it.
Thanks, Box Vandy.
No refunds. No refunds. You holler for a refund again, I'm going to do it again.
You know, also I wanted to touch on the fact that I actually had found with these 3 months off that I've had is that one of the things that really mentally affected me was I felt like I was letting people down because they were so loyal to my Tuesdays and Saturday live streams and loyal to watching my content that it felt like that I was providing a service for people that only I can provide because it's my channel. And since I wasn't doing that it was affecting people because they didn't have their Tuesdays and Saturdays with, you know, content to watch and a couple of videos during the week to have content to watch. Because I know when I was watching YouTube a lot before I became a YouTuber, I would watch a couple of channels where they'd put videos out 5 days a week. And I kind of put myself in their shoes by watching or thinking about what if those YouTube channels just stopped going away? It would have been like, you know, missing out on a TV show that you enjoy or but more than that, the connection through the community is I can imagine that they were missing out as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things like we're working on right now is now that Yanai is really, really learning on the edit, you know, putting the videos together and helping them get out there and everything else, that we're going to start digging back into those archives of the renovations and everything to be able to put more out there to kind of just flood everything out there to where it's all out and it's all available and keep things more regular, more consistent. And because that's the only way to beat the analytics. But real quick, only because Tim begged for it.
I'm not sure what's funnier in that video, the paper cup bra or the thong flip-flops that you're wearing with that outfit.
It's not paper cup bra. It's actual coconuts. They're actual coconuts that I just made a bra
so
out
small
of.
on my screen because I'm on StreamYards. I couldn't see it. I just assumed.
No, it's actual. They're actual coconut cups, basically.
Yeah.
So then you had, where did it go? Oh my gosh, I'm probably not gonna. Uh-oh. I missed it. Where did she go? Oh, it's not going to show me now. Thanks, StreamYard. Thanks. So, babe, you're going to have to retype that question you asked earlier because it won't let me find it now.
The one about the like spike?
Oh, yeah. So you did see it. Okay.
How many likes do you have?
I don't even know. I think I'd have to go out on this.
You have 10.
No, your device is wrong.
All right.
I have 55, 56.
You know, like spike
in the house.
Like spike should be strictly on my channel only, but I guess since your wife's so kind to me,
I was gonna say you deal with her.
and feeds me all the time, I guess we'll do a like spike. So if you guys don't know what a like spike is, I'm getting ready to tell you. We're all going to smash that like button at the same exact time. I'm going to count us down from 5 after I'm out of practice for 1. So if you're on a phone or a tablet, get that finger right above the thumbs up button, but don't push it yet because we're all going to do it together. And if you're on a PC or a Mac, you get that mouse cursor right above the thumbs up button, but don't push on it yet because we're all going to do it together. I'm going to count us down from 5, starting right meow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like spike. But I can't see the light counter anywhere.
I know, and that's the bad part is because we're on StreamYard. I got to go out and go back in order to see it myself. Holy cow. Yep. Wait a minute, folks. I think a lot of folks did not understand, and they ended up taking them away. It went down to 49. Now we're back up to 59.
Yeah, they're taking them away because they want to see the auction side of it, where I do an auctioneer saying we have 50 looking for 51, 51 going once.
64.
And they're not going to get it because I can't see the likes. So just put your likes 65. Back on there, guys. Just put your likes back on there.
66. I don't know. Got to keep refreshing. This is, my goodness, so much work to be doing. A 67. I don't think they'll hit 70. I think
you'll hit. I think you'll finish with 77 likes.
You think 77 likes?
That's right. Where I think
with only 75 in the house.
Yep.
You think so? You think? I mean, it's sitting at 67. There's 68 finally. We're finally sitting at 68, and I don't think this. I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to push to the 70 because they all of a sudden just dropped down to 71 in the house. So apparently, some folks are even running away because they didn't bring their wallet to the auction. That or they're really upset that the auction didn't happen. Yeah, but I'm sorry. This is what happens when we have to use StreamYard instead of YouTube because we don't get that active counter at the same time. Oh my. Okay, they called me a liar. They did it just so you could call me a liar. There's 71.
What did I say, 77? Yeah, I think I said 77 is what you're going to say.
Yeah, you said 77. There's 75 back in the house again. I think some people closed out all the way out the video to try to redo their likes. 73. Oh, my. Come on, folks. Don't make him be right. I hate it when he's right.
Well,
Don't make him right.
I have done this before.
Don't make him right. He won't let me hear the end of it. Oh, this is not looking good for me. Oh, stuck at 73. Stuck at 73.
I don't know. Camp Maintenance guy says there's 74 there.
Somebody must took theirs away. Still shows 73 on my side.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, folks. I don't know.
Well, 74 is pretty close to 77.
I mean, it's just as close to 77 as it is. Well, no,
not even close. That's double the distance.
Shh.
Math is hard.
It is hard. I'm out here in the. Oh, see, now mine shows down to 71. So now they're taking them away.
Yeah, because they just don't like. They don't like the
away,
video.
Trying to restart it. No, I'm think it was sold at 74, 73. Because it's just not going there, any folks. It's not happening.
Many people are saying they see 74, so we're selling it at 74. That's what we'll call it. So we're both wrong.
Well, they're saying 73 now.
You were just more wrong.
73, 74. It did make it 77. Wait a minute. All right. Okay. Somebody went and found their cousin's, uncle's, nephew's sons. Got them to jump in the chat real quick.
You know it's true when Boxman D types it in there.
Yeah, I'll take her numbers. So 76. Gee, many Christmas. One more, and y'all, and he'll be right.
78 says Boxman D and Perrin and Ron Chapman.
Oh, I'm definitely seeing the 77. All right. You know what? Whatever. He can be right. So did you go get your Diet Mountain Dews from the other day yet?
No, I actually quit drinking it. Anything I'm staying away from anything that's artificial sugar or artificial sweeteners. I did take a blood pressure thing the other day and it was high, and then I took it the next day and it was a little high, and today it was a little high as well. So maybe I'm pre-diabetic. I don't know. I haven't had an exam done in 4 years. Blood work anyway.
It's not good.
Yeah. And
so now we have to find another way to torture you.
Water, orange juice.
No, that's not orange juice. You like those.
I drink a lot of orange juice.
Like I said, you like those. That's not torture.
Diet Mountain Dew was torture. I probably still have some in the fridge. I don't know.
They're saying 81 now. They're saying
Could
81.
Be.
Hold on.
Could be.
There's what? See, mine shows 79.
Tim from Mobank says it helps to rig an auction when I have 3 accounts.
Yeah, well, the bad thing is, Tim, is there's also several
Kathleen.
in the house too. So who knows what they're trying to pull in there too.
So Kathleen brought up another a topic that, if you guys are wondering, I am a veteran, and I have signed up for the VA such a long time ago that this week also I'm going to contact the VA and see where I'm at status wise with them, if I've got to redo anything, and I'm going to go into the VA and get a physical or just get things all done.
Oh, Miss Ellie was even joining in on the shenanigans. She opened up her phone to add a second like.
I just read that. Yep, because they want me to be right, Travis. Even on your channel, I'm right.
It's okay.
But these people that logged into their second accounts, it's still at 81. So I'm still probably right on. I don't know.
Right. Enough of them added into their second one. So it's really, if you take their second ones away.
Yeah.
Who knows? Depends upon how many did a second one.
You can be right next time.
Whatever. I don't
There's
hurt
no
my
whatever.
feelings none.
Hey, I'm having fun chatting. So, we'll stay on live as long as you want to. I'm not sure if you have anything else going on.
I don't care. I might start eating dinner while we're on here, though.
Yeah, eat some dinner. Open the chat up for some questions or whatever.
No, they haven't been too many questions in there. Oh, I think they're broken. Are they broken? Hello? I don't know.
McFly.
Kathy says only you have the charm of the like spike.
Yeah, I don't know how it.
Well, I think it's the auctioneering function of it. When you're able to do the auctioneering function, they work.
See, it's funny because
the ones that I've done where I wasn't in the StreamYard, it was just plain YouTube, and I could actively, truly watch how many's in, and it, those work.
Yeah,
that really helps.
When I do the auction part of the like spike, what goes through my head all the time when it gets past a certain length of me doing the auction, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to go on forever. This is going to be a 10-minute auction on these likes. So I only know it from my side. I'm thinking people hate this. They got to hate me just sitting here doing a stupid auctioneer for 5 minutes. But you just told me that that's the funnest part of it all.
I think that's where we're able to see that activeness. I think that's where they enjoy it because we're more interactive with it. And because we can see the actual things, we can actually play with the numbers more. Yeah. The numbers may actually show 66, but we're still only saying 63, 64, 65. And it still keeps them pushing and building to it.
Right. And nobody really wins anything.
No. It's just one of those extra things to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So Debbie has a question, and I know she's asked this a few times, and I missed it earlier when it came through.
It's a ophthalmologist. So they're the experts on, the optic nerves and the corneas and everything like that. An optometrist, I'm not an expert. This is just what I think, is a doctor who sees you to examine your vision to see what corrective lenses you need, if any.
Yeah. Where are you going, Lucy? That's the end of your rope. You're not going anywhere. Took off. And that's why she's on a rope.
Yep. So, just another thing that was very situational for me to have moved back into a house temporarily is that if I was on the road and, boondocking and things like that with COVID, and then, it was 3 weeks ago, I started noticing vision issues. I can guarantee you that I would have ridden this out a lot longer to go see a doctor than I would have if I'm living here. If if I was on the road, I would have waited a lot longer. So this also taught me that you got to not have the comfortability and the luxury of not going in when something's wrong, because you're going to fool yourself. Well, I live in a vehicle, and finding in the state that I'm at a doctor would be too much work. Or Christina, they are on the couch with my mother watching television. So yeah, and that's a very good life lesson. Two things happened out of that is it got me in to see a doctor, which is Thursday. And it also taught me that in the future, when I am on the road, that, don't put it off because you're in a different state than where your VA is. I think there's another thing called traveling veteran.
Yeah, I seen that was brought up the other day on your live stream last Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'll look into that when I contact the VA here this week.
Yeah, because otherwise, Kathleen's saying she's going to call your mom if you don't get checked out.
Man, if I gave out my mom's number to some of our beautiful family out there, they would be bugging her all the time. Get Kevin a doctor. Go grab him by the ear.
And I've heard your mom, and I could just hear her dragging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a pretty sight. You
yeah,
would probably.
What Georgianne is bringing up right now, she says, never wait to have your eyes checked, because she works for an ophthalmologist. And that's a lot that I research things a lot. If I got something going on, or if I want to learn something, I will research it. I'll research the crap out of it. And what I learned that I never knew about your eyes is that there are so many things that if you notice issues with, that can actually cause blindness. That could be fixed easily in the beginning.
Yeah.
That Kathy Kroger is very right. So she says, I suspect Kevin's health issues are stress related, with a little COVID throwing it in. All has been through in the last year is no small thing. And she's exactly right. I mean, if you look at my blood pressure from the tests that I've done over the last couple of days, and the Barrett thing really put a lot of stress on me. And then you add the fact that I have to be looking for a job, that put a lot of stress on me. Looking for a house put a lot of stress on me. So ever since like the month of December, my stress levels have been rising. When I left courtside, I've probably been more stressed out than I have been in years. And I carry that on myself just because of, it's the same thing. If your kids were sick, you would be stressed out to the max.
Oh yeah.
Kevin asked the VA to see a psychologist for PTSD. You don't realize that you have PTSD until you see one. Oh, I already know I do. Yeah, I already know I do.
I was just going to say that, I don't think that's the reason he needs to see a psychologist.
Well, it's from hanging out with people like you.
Exactly.
It makes me want to go postal.
After all, we were the vicious people who kicked you out of courtside.
So yeah, the thing about me what I learned about PTSD is I've got many friends who have it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know Barack the Rock, and I've been in a lot of their situations where that they've had occurrences because of PTSD, and by going through it long enough and then moving on the road for that first year, because where my issues are with PTSD is that I have a very susceptible or very easy way to become verbally angry. When I get to a certain stress level with something, and say like the little things, like a neighbor comes over and starts talking to me a lot while I'm working on the van. He just starts talking to me a lot about his new water hose he bought from Walmart. And I'm not getting my work done that I want to get done. Just giving you guys experiences. It just starts to bubble up, and it gets to a certain level. You can kind of feel like levels of just frustration. And when it gets to about here, I get very verbally angry. And what I've learned about living on the road is that I've come into situations a lot on the road where it should have risen those levels of anger, but my life was so perfect. And for me, it was going so well that, those levels didn't come near the explosion part. now that I've been back here, I flipped out on a couple people. Not my mom, obviously, but I've flipped out a couple times, in private or in public, and it's just something I got to deal with for the rest of my life. But the good thing about it is I found a lifestyle where it's a non-drug pill.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I'm glad you said it, because like when we were just in the sticks and bricks and we were at our old job and everything else, I had a very short fuse, very, very short fuse. But we were working 80 hours, being the primary ones to do our work. There was, the other folks weren't doing it. So we were having to step, we were choosing, we didn't have to, we were choosing to step up and take advantage of everything. And it just made it even worse. And it's like, but now that we've been out and we're out here and living and breathing and just not, even though we live in a tiny home that's not even a quarter of the size of our house. I mean, you were in our house. This is not even a quarter of the size of our house, and yet we're all four in it. And yet things happen, things break left and right. And
well, the sunshine and the change of scenery and the know-withal that you're always going to have change of scenery just completely changes. Even though people can't see you right now because you don't have a ring light.
They can see me.
Your screen's completely dark almost. Do you have a ring light?
Yeah, I have a ring light. It's just not hooked up on it right now. Wow, really? You're bringing the light because people complaining?
Yeah, most people in their RVs have exterior lights.
Well, mine just needs the rewiring. But I was going to take you out back onto here. I'm going to be back, so I'll probably use it though, because I mean this is why I don't lose my temper like I used to, and get frustrated. Well, not really losing the temper, but I don't get frustrated and as stressed as I would. There have been so many times that things have happened that Yanai has felt like she's wants to give up or fall apart on certain things, depending upon what it is, because you question, was this the right choice? Is that the right choice? How can we get past this? And yet she'll look at me and like, how are you staying so calm? And I'm like, because we're finally, I know how I want to be. This is where I want to be. Not necessarily this particular spot, but just the open, being able to see everything, to appreciate that we all, majority of folks, take for granted on a daily basis as to what is out here, and not use it.
That's another reason why you and I are in a very lucky situation, more than people who live on the road, is because we were forced to go back into the normal lifestyle for a few months. So just having that few months of hating our lives makes us appreciate that scenery behind you even more than if we were always on the road.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I was appreciating when we were out on the trip and we were doing that and we were getting to see everybody and meet everybody. But it's like, I knew it, I'd lived it before. I know how much I enjoyed it and appreciated it then, but it's just that fresh reminder, once again, being back in the house for those few months and realizing how much it tore at my soul to be in a sticks and bricks, and knowing that I'm going to be there, not just I'm here just to visit.
Yeah. And there was a situation, if you guys want to reference my channel, where I was in a funk when I was in West Yellowstone. And even having all that beautiful scenery, for some reason I was in a funk. I don't know what it was. I thought I might have had COVID, but I have no idea. And then I woke up and I said, I'm driving to my favorite spot on the planet. So if anything's going to get me out of this funk, it's going to be that. And then that's the video. I think it's called I'm Back is the thumbnail. If you just watch that, you see if you watch the two videos before that, and then the one that has the thumbnail, it says I'm back. You could see how it just changes. The scenery around you just changes your mood like that.
Yeah, it does. Oh, kitty loose in the desert. It happened.
Well, you better go get it, Travis.
She's got it. She's just hiding under Mark's van. She's right there.
Where is she?
She was just right there. All right. Keep him entertained. I'll be back since I saw it.
Did you lose your cat?
I didn't. They did. She jump up.
4 people in that RV and nobody was watching the cat. Hey, Box Fan D, have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hypertension is a silent killer, not releasing that kind of stress, anger. Also speaking from experience at age 70, aging does affect your body as it ages, especially if you don't fix physical, mental issues. You're 100% right, Kathleen. And I'm at that point now where I'm starting to get into my elder years. I'm 46 years old now. I've lived like a 20-year-old since I was 15 until I hit about age 45. 45 is when my near sight vision started to go away, which is just expected. But now after my vision, my near vision started going away. You got COVID, you got eye issues. I've got this and that. So I'm getting old. Did you cancel your order of canned cheese? Yeah. So I'm not going to be eating like that. What Sharon Lewis just says. I'm not going to be eating nearly as bad as I did year 1 living in a van. It was a lot of fast food. It was a lot of snacks and canned cheese. Even though I ate a whole lot less than I used to, most of the food that I ate when I was on the road wasn't the best in the world. And I actually lost weight because I wasn't bored of eating anymore. But now round 2, going back out for year 2, it's going to be very easy for me to transition to eating a whole lot less. And the stuff that I do eat is going to be not full of all the crap. But I think at 46 now, I do got to start paying attention to the sugar that goes into my body, the amount of carbohydrates that I got. I just got to pay attention to it so I don't wake up 10 years from now and, have diabetes or get in control of it now.
And no, Lizzie, I didn't lose the cat. They decided to take the cat inside off the leash, and then they opened the door, and she said, I'm going back out. So she went and sat over on Mark's axle. Just because she knew they were looking for her.
Yeah.
Bernay, we are actually hanging out on Plamosa Road.
Been there before. Are you in the same spot that I was there?
No, we're further up towards the front now.
Okay.
No, we didn't go all the way back. I stayed. It's empty.
Compared to when I was there with you, out of 100 vehicles that were parked there, we'll just call it 100. How many are there now comparatively?
10.
5, 10. Yeah. That's what it was like for me before you guys showed up.
Yeah, it's easily.
But everybody was coming down for, for the school bus meetup and Box Fan D's meetup and things like that.
Actually, honestly, I think based upon when we first got here, or no, well, I guess actually by the time you left, you know what? It's probably actually only 1 for every 100 that was here.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
Really and truly, I mean, as vacant and as far as it is, I mean, it probably is only honestly 1 for every 100 that was here.
What's the temperatures like during the day? Are they in the 90s yet?
No.
80s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's only gone up
on the high side. Today it was only in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been great. Like, I mean, we've been loving it. We've had that, the that new device that we've been testing out for with Lucy, and it's been great. So it's like anytime it's like, oh, what is the temperature outside? I'm like, you know what? I don't care what the temperature outside. I'm gonna look at this. If this says it's good, I know it's good outside. It's even better.
Oh, there's another thing we haven't talked about. That video conference that we had today on the telephone. Do you remember?
Which part of it?
The part that I redid my van again. That I built out a new interior to the van. Didn't spend any money. It was all the same materials I was using before. minus a new bed platform. I had to go buy that, but I had store credit with Lowe's, so it's literally cost me nothing. So you guys have seen my van before where I had a full-size bed and then pushable storage underneath that, and then pull out drawer storage underneath that. And before I did that build, I had a build where the bed frame underneath it was bunk beds for the dogs, and then pull out storage below that.
Right.
So what I learned was the reason why I took away the dog bunk beds is because it was robbing from my availability for more storage. So and that's when I had a twin size bed. So then I bought a full size bed, raised it real high, and then I had dog bunk beds underneath. And I realized, oh man, I have so much storage, but my floor space, my open floor plan took a hit. And I can tell you the last probably month in my van, I've been feeling a little bit cramped, but that's okay. It's fine with me, but I can feel a little bit cramped. And so sitting here the last couple weeks, especially the last couple days, knowing that I'm definitely going back on the road, and then I will be working from inside my van remotely, working on the computer. I was like, I'm going to need that floor space open back up. So I took the bed and raised it up, and I cut it basically in half down to a twin again and pushed it all the way to the back. And then
it looked good.
So if this is the back of the van right here now, and this is the front of the van, the bed used to come out to about here. Now it comes out to about here. And then I build a platform, and now there's dog beds on a platform, and then it goes down again. And that's the floor of the van. And I'll be doing a video, of the upgrade once it's completely done. But now the dogs have their own loft, and then I'm up higher on a bed that's smaller, and I only lost about 20% of my storage. But the good thing about that is me pulling everything out of my van, I realized that 50% of the stuff that I have in there, I never use ever.
Right.
So I only would have known that by living in a van for a year. So now that I know that, I'm going to store that stuff at my mom's house. It's just extra severe winter clothes and things like that. So I think I nailed it, and I'm back. I'm in a position where I can have the van feel spacious on the inside and have all the storage I need. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be sleeping, Kathy and Klein. No, tomorrow morning I'm waking up. I've got to finish out the van. So the van build will be done tomorrow. But like I said, Monday I'm getting online with the VA, and I'm going to go down to their clinic and set things up, make sure I'm set up for everything when it comes to being a traveling veteran. And then
on Monday, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. And then also schedule an appointment to get a physical done and just get everything checked out, get my blood work in, and have them check it. And we're going to go from there. And then maybe, hopefully, since it's Monday, they're going to be able to have all my prescriptions covered too. So when I do go see the eye doctor on Thursday for whatever eye drops I need, maybe they'll put me on antibiotics or something. I don't know. Those will be covered. I'm just not really sure. And they might even be able to get me into an eye doctor for the VA instead of me having to spend the $200 to go over to the ophthalmologist. But I'd rather go to this guy anyway and spend the $200. And the reason is why is I've been doing research on them, and people come from all over the Midwest, Northeast, East Coast just to come see this guy.
Wow.
And I got an appointment with him, on Thursday. So I don't think I'm going to pass up the opportunity to have a guy with his stature take a look.
Right. And that's and that is key. At least then or at least feel more confident in the results that you get from it.
Yeah, and it's my eyes. That's, if it was a hand that I broke, and, different story. But the eyes are one of my biggest fears is going blind.
And if you go blind, it's kind of hard to travel too.
It's impossible unless somebody's driving you.
You just have to have a driver.
Well, see, that's why you got to start to really push on Yanai to learn how to drive the big rig in case you go blind one day.
Well, we did. There's a video out on that. Have you missed that? Yanai drove for the first time the other day.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Nice.
You got to go back. There's a video out on it.
I'll watch it tonight. Did she just pull it forward? Is that the video?
Oh no, she drove the other day. Dayami drove the other day, not the rig. Dayami didn't drive the rig. She only drove the truck. But yeah, it was a quite eventful day the other day.
Yeah.
Might need some heart medications, but it was a quite eventful day.
Yeah. Did you go, oh baby, baby, oh baby, like she does?
No, not exactly. There was just a few. You're going off the side of the road, but you know, it was a really windy. She drove it from pit stop to here.
Oh, nice. That's
So,
good. 8 miles.
originally she wanted to wait until we got back up to here, but I said, you know what? This road, we don't have very much traffic.
Yeah. Still
What
8
better
miles.
way to really learn how it feels than in the wind?
Yeah. Yep. So people are telling me that I don't watch Dream on Wheels and I'm busted. I wish that was the case because that'd be more comical. I haven't been doing anything besides walking the dogs, working on my van the last 5 days, and doing some personal stuff here with the family. So yeah, I have been very, very busy.
Yeah, it's not that he's busted. There's been a lot going on there's been a lot of change in the last week. I mean, that's the thing. That's, in the last week when these things have happened, there's been a lot of change. Yeah. A lot of decisions.
It kind of feels like I'm starting this van life from the beginning again, because the anticipation feeling, the excitement feeling, the unknowing feeling of you forget when you're in a certain spot for 60 plus days where you have all the amenities you need, you slowly forget, the good struggles of living in a van, pooping in a bucket, showering with my new shower unit, not knowing where you're parking every single night. For me, it's different than, with people in big RVs, is because it's difficult sometimes to find a spot to boondock, because it's not like it's difficult thing to find a spot to sleep. But if you don't have any internet, for one thing, as a YouTuber, you need internet. So
yeah, and it's there's, and this is one that comes down to, it's going to be, a lot of us have, we always kind of do those videos of, oh, if you could go back and tell yourself something from the beginning that you wish you knew so that you could do it better, you kind of do get that chance.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you've already realized there's a lot of your stuff when you've pulled out of the van that you realize, I really, truly, I was out there for a year. I never touched this. I don't need it.
And now, and on top of that, I also know all the places that I can boondock during the extreme temperatures in the summertime, still have plenty of sunshine, and places where it's easy accessible to get free water. Because, just the little things like having water every single day can be a struggle.
That's a good one, Ron.
Let me read it.
Watch out. At least now we know why the cat is trying to escape. Fear of Yanai driving. The cat is like a need to escape.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a full.
And then Lillian was asking how your dad's doing.
He's doing the same. It's just part of the deal. He's in a nursing home, and one day he won't be anymore. Dementia.
Yeah.
But it's one thing that's very, very comfortable for me moving forward and moving into a van again is I know where I'm going to be. And the great thing about temperature wise, and the great thing about having that knowledge of that area temperature wise, it also happens to be my favorite spots that I've been in the last year.
Right. And
So
you definitely know, at least from the ones over the last year, you'll know where not to try to go to again, because you already know it didn't work for you before.
Yeah.
So you won't waste the time or the gas, because that did happen with you quite a few times of, I'm going to go over to here. I mean, that's why we had the running joke for the longest time that Kevin is chasing bars.
Yeah.
You would find a beautiful spot that you were hoping was going to be perfect for a live stream and some other stuff you had to do. Excuse me. That turned out that it wasn't good. And then you would later find out that it wasn't going to be that good for staying for overnight anyway.
Yeah. I mean, some spots you would have 3 or 4 bars, and then you'd go do a speed test and you'd get like 1 megabyte download. with 4 bars. It's just unbelievable.
Right.
So I know all those spots now too, and especially working from the road, if I do go that route, taking the mobile position, I'm going to need to know where internet is more than I ever. It's not like I can pull up, start working on my computer as an editor for YouTube, and then realize my internet's down. I've got to make sure I have internet the day before I have to be at work in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know for me personally that there have been times where it's, we get to the place, we test everything. I tested on almost all of our devices and services because we do have both Verizon and AT&T. And there have been times we get to somewhere and I test and the Verizon will be bad, but the AT&T's good. Excuse me. So we'll set up planning for the next day to just everything's going to be on the AT&T's and actually start work or start to wake up in the next morning to start work. And I always try to load systems up long enough in advance. And strangely enough, oh, nope. Somehow it switched. Time to go to the Verizon instead, because the AT&T was borderline, but it turned out it was something else was going on or something, but it's definitely that finding out ahead of time is a very big thing.
Yeah, and that's another good point. I'm going to have to go out since I have an AT&T hotspot with my cell service. I'm going to have to go out and get a Verizon hotspot to have that option.
Right.
So that's going to be what, an extra $100 a month? I don't know how does it run.
Well, it's the one we have is like $80, but it's for 150 gigs hotspot as far as the high speed side of it goes.
Yeah, I'm already spending $150 on my 2 cell phones that I have. It would have been better. I did it stupidly. I added a line to my cell service to get 40 more gigs of hotspot because as a YouTuber, I was hitting my 40 gigs right at the last week of the month, editing videos and putting them out there. So in order for me to do enough content, I had to add a line. So I added a line, doubled my availability for the hotspot. But what I should have done instead of adding a line, I should have just went and got a Verizon hotspot for the extra $80 and had that option to go both ways with that. But lesson learned. And I can't get out of it now. I still have another
device payments,
15 or 17 months of the device payment.
Well, I could always just pay off the device and shut that device off on that service and switch it over to the other service.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it.
And sometimes, they have some of those where they, if you bring your own, that sometimes they'll give you the
SD
cards for just joining their service. You never know. So it's something to keep an eye out for as well, because that way it's just, the two different phones, the 2 different services. And that way, especially if you find yourself in an area where your AT&T cell phone is not working, if you have the Verizon cell phone, and instead of just the Verizon hotspot, you'd be better off trying to reach out.
Right.
Just don't get T-Mobile, not with where you like to go.
No, that or Sprint.
They don't work around there.
Nope. No, I'm fortunate to have AT&T. They work the most on the West Coast.
Yeah, we've definitely been finding it out with some of the places that we've gone that it's been the more stable. It's not always the strongest. It's not always the highest bars.
Yeah.
But for speeds, it's normally been the most stable.
Right.
There have been a few spots that it was like, uh-oh, and I've got to, look into theirs, but mostly not. Mostly it's me having signal before them, which is great. For because half of our devices are on one, half of on the other. But even though we've been out for a while, and we were even today just, re-looking at it again, because it's what do we actually need? How do we need to have it set up? Because that's not always the most cost-effective way the way we have it now. So it's kind of that reaching out, been touching base with the carriers, renegotiating plans, figuring out what are their current options, what are their current packages, specials. It's always keeping an eye on it.
The good thing about it is hopefully Starlink fixes all their crap for mobile users, and we can put Starlink dish on top of our vehicles and have no issues anywhere.
Well, destinations like I do know, some people have had great success with their Nomad internet. And I know some folks that everywhere they went, it just didn't work for them. Part of it is because Nomad internet, everybody thinks Nomad internet is great and wonderful, but they've worked off of several different providers.
Right.
They have, it's what you can hardly ever find it, but they had the Sprint, they had the Verizon, and they had the AT&T. And then they also at one point had T-Mobile as well. But, but it's really, it's just where you are and which package of it you have as to whether it's going to work. The real one that we're really waiting for, like you said, is Nomad, Starlink.
Yeah.
For Starlink, at this point, I wouldn't even care if it was just regular Starlink instead of Starlink mobile. I would much prefer the mobile. I've got a spot on my roof right for it that I've set up just for it. But it hasn't happened yet.
Yep. Hopefully soon. The only issue they're having is that they're trying to figure out how mobile people can jump from service area to service area without having to sign up for it.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem right now with the Starlink. That's the biggest problem with it right now is even though when you have it, it's great and wonderful, but when you go to a new area, Starlink system does not allow you to pre-register before you're there, to where then it locks you a spot into that area. Instead, you have to wait. There it goes. You have to wait until you're there, and then you're able to set up for it.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets hard because you can check it ahead of time, and it says, "Oh yeah, there's a spot left." You get there, and somebody beat you to it.
Well, it's a new era. We got one of the richest guys in the world who put up thousands and thousands and thousands of satellites for us to be able to have internet anywhere. And 10 years ago, if you would have said somebody would have done that, I would have laughed at you. Yeah.
I mean, heck, even just honestly, really 5 years ago, I still was, until the first launches started, I was still laughing about it. Like, this is not going to work. How is it really going to happen? Because we have internet providers out there that already offer satellite internet, but have never gone to the level that is going to now. We've have things like HughesNet, and there's a few of them out there. There's been some that come and go. And they never have produced the speeds that this is already producing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because they're all going off towers. They weren't going off satellites. Phone lines. A lot of them were going off phone lines too. I'm not sure if it was HughesNet or something else. I'm not sure what the other one is. That was one of the biggest. If I heard it, I remember. But I moved out to the country where there was no cable or internet. They just had phone lines, and they came and hooked up internet for me through the phone line, and I was getting like 3 meg down and a half a meg up. And they said that's the best you're going to get.
Yeah, I used to have, when I lived out in the country, where our phone lines was the only other option, and it was a dial-up, and even my cell phone on the worst day does better than the dial-up did that we got out there.
Exactly.
And I signed up for HughesNet. I had HughesNet. It was way better than what through the phones was, and it was off a satellite. But if it was a super cloudy day, if there was a rainstorm that came through, it would mess with it. And okay, that one died. Hang on, I gotta get another light.
Probably not WF. Just got a lot going on.
Hey, it's even better. But it was great. It was wonderful, but they would limit you during the daytime. You had so much that you were able to use, and there was nobody else around. That because of the price, there was only like 100 people in an entire county that were using it. Didn't matter. Didn't matter
Right.
how few or how many.
Yep. I already answered that when you were getting a
Oh,
new
well, I
light.
didn't hear it.
No, she's got too much going on. I'm not gonna. She's a busy woman.
Busy, busy, busy. Did you video the latest van rebuild?
No, I'm not. I didn't want to video another van build.
Why not?
I'm just gonna do the.
Do the
I'm
final?
just gonna do the final and show everybody what it what it is, what it took. I will do
I
that.
guess that's one way.
Yeah. You see, for me right now, it's I don't want to start shooting content until I'm in my niche. So my niche is not van build videos. They're fine to put in there every once in a while. My niche is not van tours. I've done a couple van tours, but they're going to be, maybe 2 or 3 a year, and that's even a lot. I don't want to get out of my niche, and that's just because of the analytics side of it. So for me, the content will start when I'm back on the road.
You mean you don't have any content that you had saved up?
I don't know. I'll have to go check.
Do a back in the, do some throwback Thursdays. Every content creator has, those terabytes worth of memory. Oh, wait.
That's
right.
That's going to be interesting.
You erase and lose memory cards.
I break them too. Picnic tables. It's going to be interesting too, now that I think about it, is getting back into the rhythm of editing.
You might need to just be doing some recordings just so you can stay, fresh. Not necessarily publish.
I'm going to bring the crap out so you guys can see how bad I get.
I don't. Tim, that's because you put everything out like an hour after you record it. Yeah. I was just thinking, was it too soon to say anything, Lizzie? I wasn't sure if you were still in here or not. The memories of being erased out of Kevin's life. No proof.
I like erasing things because it's usually not on purpose. Actually, every time it's been not on purpose.
Tim, it's we do have lots of material that we've never gotten to, but and a lot of that comes just because we were on a 5-month hiatus with all the stuff going on with my dad that we were still recording, but we didn't put anything out. We weren't trying to edit, and that's, we just weren't, mindset wasn't in it, with everything that we were dealing with my dad with his struggles and COVID in the hospital and everything. Our mindsets it was doing all I could just to remember to turn on a camera to record what work we were doing on the rig.
Right.
So now Lizzie's saying that she's pretty sure you'll not go anywhere near her on your way back to the West Coast eventually.
I have to purposely go there just to get her on video.
Do a 30-second drive-by?
I'll have her roll down her window. I'll be like, yep, guys, there's Lizzie. See ya. And then I'm off to Oregon.
Sorry.
Told you I'd be here.
Behind schedule.
Yeah, I told you I'd come. I'm here. Bye. No, I'd hang out with her for a little while. But yeah, doing stuff down here in Florida, it would be still outside my niche because I'm not traveling. I'm just driving to a location and then coming back here to live in a house. Plus Another thing on top of it, Florida heat now from Tampa, at least, and on south, it's 90s during the day. It's still pretty comfortable at night, so I could still do that. But here in another 2 weeks to a month in Florida, it's going to be 90s at night, 100 during the day. And it's Florida heat, man. There's a lot of moisture behind that. But for me, the most part about it is I'm not living in a van full time and traveling, so it's outside my niche. Nobody wants to, I know you guys do, but no new followers want to come to a YouTube channel and watch it. And he's going back to his mom's house after this video to live on a golf course with running water and toilets and showers and all the free food you can eat.
Well, you could just, go out and swing 18 holes and video that.
Yeah, that's in my niche.
This is here. I found this new way to deal with my anxieties of being Stickins bricks. I went out and started swinging a club.
Yeah, I was swinging sticks. Yep.
It happens. Well, I think we're going to let you go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Appreciate you coming up, but I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting
pretty sure
tired.
these folks do not really want to watch me eat, and I know it's getting late for you.
Yeah,
It's
it's
past
almost
your
11
bedtime
o'clock
time,
here.
you old man.
Yep.
But before I go, just because I have to, and I'm here, and who knows when the next time I'll be. I don't know if you all heard that, but there was a loud no that just came yelling from a van across the way. Oh my gosh. That was in itself totally worth that.
What's sad is I'm going to bed right after this, so that's the last thing I'm going to see on TV.
You're going to be dreaming of Travis's coconuts. Oh, okay. Some of them did hear it. All right. Okay. Yep. They heard it. That's great. Well, love all of y'all. Once again, I'm Travis. Babe, you going to yell hello? I'm Yanai. There we go. We're Dream on Wheels. We got Kevin the Nomoc here, and we will catch all of you all later.
Later.